Look, being a hero is easy once you've mastered the basics.
Hello and welcome to another fluffy video, and if you're like us and you enjoy online games and stuff, you might have heard of a game called Dungeon Defenders, and at PAX East this month they announced the sequel, Dungeon Defenders 2, and oh my god, it's exciting, isn't it, Rob?
It's very exciting. We spent a lot of time in Dungeon Defenders just defending our dungeons pretty much and farming for loot and getting strange creaturey unicorn pets and stuff. It was great.
It was a great game, really just loved it so much. It was quite addictive as well, and we're really happy to actually hear that there's going to be a sequel, and it's actually, from what we can see, what we've found out looking through the website and what's been revealed in the trailer and the announcement, is that it's actually a much more epic scope of game, and actually, you know, much more sort of dynamic in terms of the ways that you can play it.
Yeah.
And the main thing that I think is sort of surprising, but not really that surprising when you think about it, is that they're incorporating a PvP, you know, mode that is modelled on what is commonly known as the MOBA battle arena style of gameplay, as in like League of Legends and Dota and that kind of stuff, 5v5 on a map.
Another one.
Although, from what it says on their website, it's kind of, they're giving it their own slant, and they're you know, changing it up, and they're going for simpler learning curve, shorter game times, and more kind of RPG sort of focus.
Yeah, it sounds to me a bit more like Awesome Noughts in the sense that it's quick and simple, and just a lot more fun, a lot less tactical in that sense. So that sounds really interesting. Sounds really good, actually. I'll be interested to see what they come up with on that.
Yeah,
I just find it amazing that they're actually putting together so much in this package, because not only are they doing this, the MOBA side of things, that's only one part of it. The co-op will be the single-player co-op version that's traditional to the Dungeon Defenders kind of franchise.
Yeah.
So that'll be the actual sequel, and then they're going to have the MOBA game PvP added on to the, you know.
Yeah, it's like they've decided to do a sequel, and they've just gone, well, you know, let's just add this complete other mode.
Yeah, we'll do that and that.
And we'll make the game actually much bigger in terms of, you know, the amount of heroes, and the fact that what they've actually said about the co-op mode is that there'll be a kind of overworld, a 24-player overworld where people can come in and you know, form games, and you know, it's just
you can go into
huge.
like a plaza, which is kind of like the tavern, but
probably bigger
for more people.
Yeah.
And then you can go in to do co-op. You can go in to do the MOBA game from there as well. You can also, it's always about the loot and progressing your levels and all that kind of stuff. So
in the RPG sense,
yeah, what's really interesting is they're having, because you can transfer loot from the MOBA side and to the co-op side of things as well. So if you get things in one side, you'll be able to use them in the other side, which is really kind of cool.
Yeah. So it's going
to be free to play
across. Yeah.
Free to play as well, which is like completely free to actually play the game as traditional like League of Legends is. But it's weird because, again, that's a lot of content to give for free, and what they're now putting all their eggs in one basket, as to say, is the whole microtransactions. Will you buy the skins? Will you buy the heroes, which you'll have to purchase, and there'll be a rotationary system like on
League.
On League, yeah, on most MOBA games, I think.
Free rotation.
Get the free rotation of champions, which you can use in co-op and the PvP side of things, but then you can buy your champion and, you know, all this kind of stuff. So obviously they want to get it free to play because they want loads of people to play it. So obviously people are going to have no obstacles in the way of getting into the game and actually playing the game. So it'll be interesting to see. There's quite a lot of thing to put on it. I mean, it's a very stylized game, and it can feel a bit claustrophobic in some parts. So it'll be interesting to see how they've made it, how they flip it, and make it so people want, don't feel, just want to play it. Like League of Legends is quite easy to jump into and play, as is Hon, really, even though it's a bit harder, I would say. But yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I'd still think the main thought that popped into my head with this whole thing was, it's not that surprising given the success of League of Legends and the sort of free-to-play aspect of the original Dungeon Defenders that it occurred to. I mean, we know that the people who developed the original are, they're actually gamers. They're not. It's not like some of the games that come out under the banner of like EA, where they're just money men coming up with ideas. They're actually, dedicated gamers, and they obviously would have been aware of League, having played it. They've decided that that's the direction it seems natural to take.
They admitted that in the the FAQ, was basically maybe it's because we played a lot of League in the office. It's surprised they actually managed to get the game to a complete state almost, or to get Dungeon Defenders to have so much content if they're playing so much League of Legends.
Yeah. So it's not surprising really, because the success of League of Legends is just it is the #1 title. So it seems natural that they.
It makes a lot of sense to make a MOBA, but it's also quite a risk. But I really like to see the differences they can make, the changes. Like for example with Smite, which is coming out from Hi-Res Studios, is now in beta, which is pretty much open beta now. That's taken the MOBA and put it into a third-person kind of camera view. Yeah,
and I almost kind of wonder, is that the way they're going to do that with Dungeon Defenders 2? Because the original Dungeon Defenders is not, it's not the viewpoint that you get in a traditional MOBA game.
Although you can play it isometrically.
You can?
Kind of. I mean, like, you can zoom out and have
you can. Can't you? Yeah, that's right. You could actually almost have the camera in that position if you wanted to, but you didn't have to. You could do it sort of with the camera in a third person.
Yeah.
Like kind of a mode. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see whether that's an option in the MOBA. I suspect it will be.
Oh, I don't know, because you've got to think about other things, haven't you? Like, who's going to get the advantage then? And because obviously with camera,
but with it being less, metagame focused and more RPG leveling-y, kind of shorter game-esque. It seems like they're not going for as hard a focus on like the esports side of things.
I suppose it's not going to. It might not be as.
It could even end up being like it's a real like alternative to people who aren't that competitive. In terms, I mean, it's still obviously a competitive platform, a PvP 5v5 MOBA, but perhaps not as hardcore as what some of the people you might expect to be found in like Platinum League LoL, for instance. If it's more kind of simplified, like they seem to be going for.
Any game would have a long way to go to get into the kind of. I mean, the road to getting to being a pro played game. Is huge. I mean, like Tribes it tried to do it and is trying to do it, but then they kind of came out with Smite for Hi-Res Studios, for example, and they kind of focused all their attention on trying to get Smite into like a pro gaming circuit. Now that it's just such a big birthing process. It really is.
It has to have the full like weight of a community, a huge community.
You've got to have the people watching it to then have it to be able to be funded, and it's just.
And I think insane. That kind of derives out of a really deep gameplay, core. It has to have the real meta game in place.
Yeah,
I think so. Whether that's something they're going for or not, I kind of doubt it myself, but who knows?
Well, yeah, there's loads of mobbers that don't, push that. I mean, like, I don't know what Hon's doing at the moment with that. I think there are possibly some pro games for Hon, but with Awesome Nuts, it's completely, there's no, as far as I've seen, no pro anything for that. It's just fun. It's just fun. Like, you can buy the heroes, and
which is almost like that's what it's all about, anyway.
Well, yes, it is, but it's just as a revenue-generating machine.
Oh yeah, completely.
To be able to get your game into a pro league and have pretty much constant world tournaments, going off. It's just
Well, it's a huge promotional
broadcast
thing,
to thousands over Twitch. It's getting into the big league of proper sport.
Yeah,
it's
exactly. Yeah, well, it is completely an esport thing that it's got its own community and everything. So whether that's something they're going for, I mean, you still got to remember that Dungeon Defenders 2 is going to be not only that, but Dungeon Defenders 2 as in a sequel to the original, and the original was very popular as well.
It still is.
It still is popular. There's loads of people playing it, exactly. And there's that aspect to it as well. There'll be lots of people who will just buy it for that. They'll just want to play, more Dungeon Defenders.
Oh yeah.
And I'm definitely looking forward to both modes, to be honest, and the interchangeability of loot between it, and it all just seems really good.
The loot is awesome in that game. The loot is amazing.
Yeah.
It's just a great game for loot.
Oh yeah.
Like Torchlight, they do that really well. Just loot.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, it's something that's really grabbed our interest in a sort of time when nothing's really on the horizon, really, other than that's actually sort of popped up for us. It made us think, oh yeah, I really want to play that, has it?
Well, yeah. Other than we're waiting for Star Citizen still.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Dungeon Defenders 2 has got a ways to go. Yeah, I mean, the MOBA version of it, that side of it is coming out first. It is now in closed beta.
Mm-hmm.
There's a sign up for the beta on their website, which we'll give a link to in the description below, and you can go and click that
stuff
and sign
like
that.
Videos and stuff.
Oh yeah, there's tons of stuff. The FAQ, all the information. They've got sort of the heroes page where they've got all the heroes kind of grayed out.
And also, Total Biscuit did mention in a video, because he's at PAX, that he was going to do an interview or go and see the guys. So there's probably a lot of information coming from him on it.
Yep.
Heads up.
Yep. And we'll be keeping our ears to the ground on this one, because quite literally can't wait, and we really do want to get into the beta quite badly, just to get in there and see what it's all about. So yeah, that's about all we can say on it for now, guys. But as always, let us know what you think about this. Are you interested, excited, can't wait to play this? We can't, so let us know in the comments below what you think, and specifically what you think about the whole them building a MOBA side into the game. Do you even care about that? Do you think it's a hyped kind of thing that needs to die, or do you think it's great that they're kind of giving their spin on it? Let us know in the comments below, and yeah, thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe, and as always, we will see you again next time.
Bye.